ho ho! S4J about to teach you that 1-2 crossover OU match. What's happening, guys? This shit happened during my stream with me against Shofu, so let's get this popping, son. So he's gonna start things off with the slow bro right outside my hit top. Yo, poison! Poison! Bitch! Fucking hate that thing. Son, I really hate slow bro. Honestly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say so. I fucking hate slow bro. So I'm gonna get a toxic as he trades off the psychic. Me thinking that he doesn't even actually pack the psychic because thanks to my own personal experience, I don't run into slow bros that actually pack psychic. So I can imagine him wanting to 2-hit KO my Hitmontop, so hits my switch out into my Metagross, right? As he double switches out into a Magnezone, which is perfect because he goes out into Landorus predicting me to go for the Earthquake. I'm easily able to set up the Reflect, me predicting him to predict me to go for the Earthquake initially to take out the Magnezone, but that doesn't happen as he scouts to see if I have the Ice Punch. After I set up the Reflect, I do happen to be Light Clay, so that Reflect will be staying on that field for 8 turns. So anyway, he sets up the Light Screen just to scout to see if I have an attacking move to hit, what's this thing called, Magnezone. And if I don't, you know, I'm a sitting duck because Magnezone could just like dwindle down my HP to the point of where my Metagross meets Oblivion. And then my light screens will be dissipated also. So it was actually a great play for him to try to see if I have an attacking move. Unfortunately for him, I do have an attacking move that can hit the Magnezone, hence Hammer Arm over Earthquake, because Hammer Arm hits Ferrothorn and other stuff for super effective damage as opposed to Earthquake hitting Ferrothorn and other things like that for neutral damage. I think Hammer Arm covers a little bit more, where like Hammer Arm would hit Tyranitar more than an Earthquake would. So I think it's actually a good set for me to have, considering if I am packing a dual screener on the same set and I want to use 2 attacking moves. That's hefty coverage right there. He goes onto into slow bro. I wanted to actually switch out, but I couldn't thanks to his Magnezone's Magnet Pull. I take the time now to switch out to Jirachi, right, threatening this thing right away with the Thunderbolt. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to try to stay in or whatever like that. I can imagine him going back out into his Landorus and or his one of his 2 trappers, which happen to be Jirachi and or the Trio. Because the ideal move for me to do here, considering my set, would be Thunderbolt, because I am Calm Mind, as we discussed. So anyway, I make a nice play, right? Going to my Mamoswine, me contemplating to see if I can just go for the Earthquake right off the bat. I'm actually thinking that he was actually going to probably go for the substitute and then inflict my Mamoswine with a little bit of damage before switching out. But then, you know, predicting me to overpredict and set up the Stealth Rock or whatever like that, because that's personally how I play. But he switches right back into slow bro. It doesn't even matter about slow bro because he can switch out and regenerate some HP thanks to his ability to Regenerator. Goes out into my Metagross just to sponge that attack. I'm predicting to actually go out into Landorus, hence why I went for the Ice Punch as opposed to going for the Earthquake. But unfortunately, he goes out into his Trio, which happens to be Focus Sash. Me being trapped, I'm not going to be able to finish this thing off because I don't have the Bullet Punch, because I am a dual screener with Ice Punch and Hammer Arm. So I go into my Hitmontop, threatening to kill off the Trio with the Mach Punch, but I don't actually even carry Mach Punch. Like, what are you doing? Why don't you carry Mach Punch? Well, people play around Mach Punch, man. This is for pro players, son. You see me, son? Stone Edge, man. You could easily have brought in that Dragonite, set up that 1+1 Dragon Dance, man. Not playing any games with his team. So he switches out into his Trio, right, predicting me to go out into Jirachi, which I was actually contemplating right off the bat there because Slowbro is a pain in the ass. I have to get rid of that shit right away. So now I'm going to take the time and do what I wanted to do before I go out to Jirachi actually now. And even if he does trap me with the Trio, I know thanks to my own set, I do actually pack defensive bulk and I am 252 in HP. I can't live even a Choice Band and Earthquake. So, you know, your 3 dicks don't stand no chance, man. That's why Jirachi's always smiling. But unfortunately for me, he's going to be a dick himself and get a critical hit. So, I'm not going to be able to do anything. I don't even have asses on the fucking field. And I don't have nothing to, you know, I have this Mamoswine in the field. So now I'm going to make a great play, me predicting him not to inflict any damage onto my Mamoswine right off the bat there, because my Mamoswine does happen to be a Focus Sash Endeavor Mamoswine. So I'm going to inflict an Earthquake onto that slow bro, predicting him to go for the Psychic as opposed to go for the Skull, because I do have the Tentacle and the Hitmontop that takes super effective damage against Psychic type attacks. But he gets up a Skull, and to add insult to injury, gets up a Burn. And not only that, but now since I have Stealth Rock in play, he's going to switch out into Trio as Death Fighter. As the Burn takes me out, I'm not going to be able to Endeavor shit, which completely blows Monkey Dick. Seriously. So he goes out into Landorus, which taunts me a little bit because, like, I can hit that thing with a quad weak ice type attack, but I don't even have Mamoswine to do that anymore. So he's gonna go out into that thing, right? I'm thinking that he's gonna go for the Earthquake. Thank God that the sand isn't in place, so he doesn't get that added power thanks to his Sand Force or Sand Power. Oh, I forget the ability. I fucking suck with the ability memorization. But anyway, in comes the Magnezone. I guess he figured out that I don't necessarily have any fighting type attacks. I'm just gonna go into my Volcarona, right? Because at this point of the game, Volcarona is like my saving amazing grace. So he's gonna go into his Landorus, and now I have to deduct by the way that he keeps switching out the Landorus, switching in and out the Landorus, that is Choice Scarf. So wow, dude, dang. So I test that theory by switching out to my Hitmontop, intimidating it a little bit, right, as he goes to the Stone Edge, but he has a Smackdown, which is actually a sad mistake on his behalf. He's like, fuck, man, I meant to have Stone Edge, but, you know, I was kind of hoping that he might actually miss or something like that. I could probably get up for one more Quiver Dance or something like that, but now it hurts more that he has a Rock type move that is 100 base accurate. So, you know, he does like have, I think, like an 86% chance of finishing off the Volcarona at full HP since I'm quite weak to Rock type attacks. So in comes the Magnezone, right? I do actually pack the Hidden Power Fire, which is unique, which kills Ferrothorn. Hello, you know. But anyway, and it kills Scissors too. So Hidden Power Fire, right? And it's gonna be a 3-hit KO on that specialty base Magnezone. Now wait, hold on a minute. I just noticed something. He has Terrakion also, so despite his Landorus, if I'm deducting this correctly, his Landorus is Choice Scarf. So Terrakion, I can imagine, is Choice Bandage. If I finish off this Magnezone, he's free to switch that shit in and then hit everything else with the Choice Bandage Stone Edge. Even my Hitmontop, like, even after the Intimidate, Terrakion's like, yo, fuck you. Seriously, so I gotta play it smart. I have to not finish off this Magnezone right away. Goes out into his Landorus. Man, fuck your Landorus, man, shit. So, seriously, bro, I'm life for a Volcarona. I don't want any unnecessary damage on my Volcarona as of yet. So I'm trying to get up into the situation where I can probably get up for +1 on the Switch with the Landorus dead, and I'll be in good amazing grace actually. Maybe except for that Dragonite, because Dragonite is pretty fucking bulky. Even despite the multi-scale not being in play when it switches in, thanks to it taking 25% thanks to the Stealth Rocket. Stop saying thanks in your narrative, Kashiv. Anyway, now I'm gonna do what I wanted to do before. Fiery Dance on the incoming switching because he's just keep switching it in. Stop taunting me, man. Dang. It's fine. You have the graveyard. We can rest. Seriously, so in comes the Dragonite. Fuck, man. I have to hope that this Dragonite is special oriented because on the incoming switching to my Hitmontop, I can hit this. I mean, he could hit me with the Draco Meteor, putting him at like -2 or whatever like that. I could come back in with my Volcarona, get it for 1+1 Quiver Dance or something like that. I can imagine him switching to his Choice Band of Terrakion right then and there, and I can hit Terrakion with a Life Orb +1 Psychic coming from Volcarona. But none of that shit even matters because he's like physical. So he outrages me, and that's gonna be a great game. He's adamant. He's like +1 at that moment. Dragonite doing mad work. Flame Body, Trollololo, but then Lumberg's like, fuck your burn! So I definitely had a lot of fun. Viewers, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. And again, always fun playing against Shofu. And peace! I want to ask you guys something, okay? Just one serious question. What you doing?